everybody, and thank you so much for joining me for today's video, and welcome to the first video in my series of sewing my dream autumn winter wardrobe. I don't know about anybody else, but at this time of year I always get really uninspired when it comes to sewing. I get into such a slump because I am a summer girl through and through. I love summer sewing. It's when I feel most inspired. So if you're feeling the same at this time of year, then hopefully this video will give you a little bit of inspiration and motivation to make some really lovely autumn winter pieces. So I've spent the last few nights scrolling Pinterest and Instagram, getting some ready to wear inspiration and saving lots and lots of looks. And I've got a few projects in mind. I am planning on doing 4 projects, which will be over a few videos. Hopefully I can get them done. I tried to do something similar to this back in the summer, but at the time I was sewing a wedding dress, so I was way too optimistic. I had like 10 projects and I think I did about 2 or 3. So this time I'm aiming for 4. One pattern I haven't made yet and I've been planning on making forever is this one here. This is Know Me 2016. I work for Simplicity here in the UK and this is one of our all-time bestsellers. This dress is so popular and I've seen so many gorgeous versions of it, especially lately. So I think it's about time I make my own. I have been going back and forth about what fabric to use for this project, and I got sent this really amazing leopard print cotton sateen from Rainbow Fabrics. Leopard print is trending hard right now. I love leopard print always. I will wear animal print whether it's in or out of fashion, but the fact that it's trending really makes my heart sing because it's one of my faves. So I think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this dress. So this is the first project that we're going to get started today. Next up we have another dress project, but it's a very different vibe to the last one. I was scrolling through Anthropology last night and I came across this beautiful dress by the designer Hutch. It's amazing, but very out of my price range, and I happen to have this fabric in my stash that I can use to kind of recreate that. It's a midi maxi length with this beautiful tiered flouncy skirt, a wrap bodice, long sleeves. It is perfection in an autumn dress. It's so beautiful. The next project is a little bit more simple. I'm looking to create a really lovely statement everyday skirt using this stunning fabric I got from Fabric Godmother. It's amazing. It's got these beautiful horses on it. It's so pretty, and the texture of this is so dreamy. It is silky soft. It's gorgeous. It is very lightweight. So originally I was planning on doing a bias cut skirt, but I'm not sure if bias cut is going to work with this because it is so lightweight, and also the print is quite directional, which I don't think will work so well. I'm going to think about that one. I'm not really sure yet. And then the last project is an interesting one because I don't actually have the fabric for it yet, but I am actually wearing exactly what I want to make in the same fabric, just in a different colorway. This is the Alyssa Threads Valdivia sweater. You've probably seen this on my channel before. I'm obsessed with this jumper. I wear it all the time in the autumn and winter. I think this one is about 3 years old and it does not look it. This fabric is the most incredible quality, and considering that I basically live in this jumper at this time of year, I thought it was high time that I make another one in a different colour. I really wanted a white one, but they didn't have that colour in stock, so I have ordered the copper colourway, I believe it is, which is hopefully going to be here in the next couple of days. Very excited. I always get so many compliments on this jumper, and considering how old it is and how much I wear this, the fabric looks as good as new. It doesn't even have bobbles or anything around the cuffs, on the arms, where it normally gets a lot of wear and tear. It's so soft, it's so warm. I could go on about it all day, so I'll stop now. But that is project number 4. So I feel like that's quite an achievable project list. So I'm going to get stuck in straight away and get started with the leopard print Know Me dress. Let's go. It's quite a lot later now, and the reason is basically I could not for the life of me find my back bodice piece for the pattern. One of the perks of working for Simplicity is I obviously get loads and loads of patterns delivered to me, and I have an enormous pattern stash and it's amazing, but I also can never find anything because I'm really bad at organising the amount of patterns as well. So I had all the other pattern pieces apart from the back bodice piece, which is really frustrating, but instead of ordering another copy, I'm just going to improvise. And I've got a basic bodice block from this book here, which if you don't own, you really should. It's such a great book. And it's a similar shape to the back bodice of the Me 2016. So I've just cut that out again, traced it out, sorry, and then I'll cut it out in the fabric, and I'm just going to use that and hope that it works. It'll probably need adjusting around the shoulders and stuff, but fingers crossed it should be okay. So yeah, that's probably my sign that at some point I should organise my pattern stash, but to be totally honest, I don't want to right now. I just want to sew. Okay, so the lighting's not great, so hopefully you can see this okay, but I've got a lot of excess up here above my bust. I need to adjust my dart. So what I'll do is bring my dart up a little bit and then make it ever so slightly bigger as well. It doesn't need a lot, but can you see that when I adjust that dart and move it, that sits completely flat. This is pretty standard for me because of my teeny tiny shoulders. Good morning, it's the next day now. I have a confession. I didn't get much further with my dress last night. I unpicked the bodice, but that was about as far as I got. I just completely run out of energy and slumped on the sofa, and that's where I stayed until I went up to bed. So the skirt is still very much in pieces, but the bodice is ready to be put back together again. So that's the first thing we're going to get stuck into, is making those adjustments on the bodice that I need to make. I've made some notes, and moving the bust dart as well, and hopefully getting a better fit. This is going to be a little bit rough around the edges because I've already cut the bodice out and I haven't got any more fabric to recut it. So it's not going to be perfect, and it wouldn't be how I would normally do a small shoulder adjustment and adjust a bust dart. I would normally do that straight from the pattern piece, but I got a bit ahead of myself and went straight into it this time, which was a little bit silly. Excuse all of the upcoming boob shots, but there's no other way I can show you this dart without, you know, a full-on chest view. So I have made the dart bigger, and I've also started pointing it down a little bit more, but can you see it's taken out a lot of that excess already? So I'm still going to have to get rid of a bit of excess here, so the sleeves are sitting flat, and you can see that that's also gotten rid of a bit of extra. And I also think that I need to bring this whole thing down, and then I need to lower, oh, I can't show you properly, and then I need to lower the arm side on this back piece as well, and then that will, if I can show you by tugging, if that comes down, you can see that all sits really flat and nicely, but that is looking so much better already. So I'm just going to try and draw that dart on now. I'll pin this on again a bit lower down and see where we are. A bit of an updated check-in and look at the difference with this. I mean, I know this hasn't got the dart in, but you can see how much of a mess this was. I've pinched out a little bit here at the shoulder as well, and you can see I've brought that in as well. I'm just going to get my French curve and readjust this. And in terms of length to the back bodice, we're not too far off. So I think I can get away with just shaping that out and matching that up. Looking so much better, aside from this. So the most annoying part of this step is I now have to undo everything that I've just done and match it up to the other sides, but I'm glad that I took the time to make this adjustment because that bodice just would have really bothered me. I just talked about doing proper fitting techniques and everything, and now I'm going to do a major cheat. Basically, I've traced over my dart with a little bit of tracing paper. I've put the original line of the dart so I can match it up, and then I can just trace around my new one. A little bit of a cheat, but it works, so we go with it. So I just grabbed my French curve and I've taken this in. Using that, I didn't show you how to do it because I'm very new to using one of these. I just do it by eye normally. Okay, so I've just finished putting the bodice back together. It's a much better fit now, so I'm very happy with that. But I'm going to pause on constructing this bodice for a minute, and I'm going to move on to the skirt for a bit because I fancy mixing it up. I am not generally a pockets in dresses kind of girl. I'm very much anti pockets in dresses actually, which I know is a very unpopular opinion, and I'm sorry if you find that offensive, but I really don't enjoy having pockets in my dresses. It adds extra bulk. It's really annoying for ironing as well, and I just don't use them. I feel like it's a waste of fabric for me. I never ever use a pocket in a dress, so I would normally leave the pockets out, but the pockets are a bit of a design feature on this dress. You can see that they are a really cool shape. They're very much part of what makes this skirt appealing, so I'm going to leave the pockets in, which is different for me. I may well regret this decision later though. It's been so long since I actually constructed a pocket, I had to fully remind myself how to do it and go back to the instructions. But it's looking very neat. It's all been understitched and pressed, so that's all ready to go. We now need to move on to attaching this funky looking skirt and gathering that all on, but I'm going to attach the back skirt pieces first actually, because that's what I should be doing. Onto the final, hopefully, leg of putting this dress together. So I managed to put the skirt pieces all together last night. There is such a huge bottom tier to the skirt, so I've got lots and lots of gathering to do today. So I'm going to start off by gathering the top tier of the skirt first. which is the one that has pockets. And I was looking at this because I wondered whether or not we should be gathering the pockets, but they're gathered in the instructions and everything. So we'll give that a go. This fabric's just quite thick, so I'm hoping that's going to be okay. And then I'm going to attach that to my bodice, and then I've got to put the enormous piece for the bottom on to this, and then it's sleeves, and then it's zip, and then we're done. So I'm hoping it should be all finished, fingers crossed, by the end of the day. So let's get going, because I have not got that long today, because I've got some work to do, so I've probably only got a few hours, so we need to move quick. So I've now got to gather in this enormous bottom layer. So I'll see you in about 3 hours. I feel like I've been sewing rows of gathering stitches for ages, and I probably have. But am I really strange that I quite enjoy doing gathering just because it's really, really simple sewing? I do have a gathering foot for my sewing machine, and I have one for my overlocker as well, but there's something about gathering that I like doing by hand. I like that I have a little bit more control over how it looks as well. So I'm quite happy to sit here even if it takes me hours. So I'm going to get started on hand gathering this now. Yes, that is our doorbell, which we haven't changed since Halloween because the kids are enjoying it so much. That may well be a Fabric Godmother package I'm waiting on, so I'll be right back. It was in fact the Fabric Godmother package that I was waiting on. I'll open that with you a little bit later, otherwise I'll get sidetracked. So while I was having my lunch, I had another very exciting delivery, and the cable knit I was waiting on from Higgs & Higgs has arrived. This is stunning. It's slightly different colour-wise to what I expected. It's a little bit more pinky reddy than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why, I thought it was going to be like a true camel, but this is really warm, and actually I think this tone suits my colouring a lot better than a regular camel shade. But there's also something very satisfying about this colour because it is an exact match for the copper tones in this really beautiful cotton seersucker that I got from Fabric Godmother. And I got this with the intention to either make a dress or a really long gathered skirt for layering up in the winter, and it's such a perfect match. My camera's not picking up how perfect it is. Absolutely spot on match colour-wise. So that'll be really, really lovely. And then I can throw on some black boots and tights. Cozy, cozy vibes. Very, very happy with that purchase. Lots of really gorgeous fabrics to go in the pre-wash this afternoon. But I did finish my gathering before I had lunch, as in pinning it. I haven't sewn anything yet. So now it's time to sew it and get that put together, and then we can start putting in the sleeves.
Morning light is shining bright, start the day is feeling right. Cup of coffee in my hand, ready.
This is so cool. It's so cool. It's gonna get so much wear. Throw it on with trainers, with boots. It can be layered as well. Oh, chef's kiss. So happy with this. I'm very much on the fence about is the sleeve heads. The key kind of design feature and the thing that makes this dress stand out is the enormous sleeves. But there's a lot going on with the animal print, the length of it and everything already. And I feel like if I put the sleeve heads in and have these huge sleeves, it might well make it a little bit too much and make it a bit unwearable for every day. And the whole point in this dress is I want something I can put on every day. I've pretty much just talked myself out of it, haven't I? So I think It's probably a sensible idea to leave the sleeve heads out. I mean, the sleeves are pretty dramatic even without them, and pretty big. See, I wasn't lying when I said these sleeves are absolutely enormous.
Simple joys begin the day. In every sip we find our way. Morning coffee, warm embrace. In the sun we find our place. Wake up slow with morning glow. Coffee magic starts the show. Sip by sip, the world's anew. Rise and shine, here's what to do. Slow with morning glow. Coffee magic
Do you ever love a dress so much that you finish sewing it and you put it on literally straight away? Well, that is this dress. I am seriously regretting not jumping on the Know Me 2016 bandwagon sooner, because this dress is amazing. It's so cool. The leopard print just makes it really fun and on trend, and you don't sacrifice any comfort with this either. It's so lovely to wear. Let me know what you think of the finished dress in the comments, and let me know what you think of the whole leopard vibe as well. I know it's not for everyone. Thank you so much for watching part 1 of Sewing My Dream Autumn Wardrobe. In part 2 we are going to be recreating this dress, so stay tuned for that one. But that's all from me today. Have a lovely week and I will see you soon. Take care.